Well, we're back on with this. And I know it's the same, and it has to be the same. It has to be exactly the same as the other side, which is going to make this side a little bit more challenging, a little bit more interesting, especially for you guys, because we have to make it match. So work right now, getting all this down. Again, not an easy job. I don't know whether you can tell right now, it's 20 odd degrees here. It's beautiful weather, but it's nicer to be sat outside a bar than it is sat out laying blocks. But needs must, it has to be done. And lots more going on. It's not just laying blocks and everything that we're doing right now. Obviously, we put over 1,000 plants in again this spring out the back, and it's managing and staying on top of them as well, which again is challenging. Have to be watered, especially in this heat. So we've got to stay on top. We've got the irrigation system in for most of it, but there is little bits and pieces that we still have to stay on top of, especially the grass. And so far, out the front, you might remember out the back we used around about 1,400 border blocks. Out the front here, it's probably closing in on 1,000 it's going to be by the time we're done. And again, obviously we want a chateau-esque garden, but this place wasn't always a chateau, you know. Now, originally stood here was a little manor house, and it sat in this corner there. So we don't know what the gardens were like then. It wasn't as grand as what this is. And that was built in like the 1300s. And then they got permission from Carouge, which is the big chateau, which is a really historical chateau around here. It was very important during wars and stuff. It was used as a military fort as well over the years. And they got permission to buy the land here at Lalacelle and build this massive manor house. And they sold it with 100 hectares of land originally. Luckily, we only have 10 now. But it didn't actually become a chateau until 1806. And in 1806, a military general was stationed here, and his missus in Paris. She wasn't coming to a dump in the countryside, shall we say. That wasn't what she said in her letter, but we know that that's what she was insinuating, and she would only come to a palace or a chateau. So, out of his love for her, he turned it into a chateau, and now we have Château de Lalacelle. So, little history lesson for all you that have just joined us on the channel. I know some of you will already know this, but this is why now we're making gardens fit for a chateau. I'm going to crack on and hopefully have this bed at least done today. Well, after so many of these plants have gone down, it is so nice to see everything starting to come to life now, whether it be the beautiful little geraniums in the pots or whether we're looking around and just the bursts of colours everywhere. It's unbelievable. And again, this is still a really young garden. It's only been in for like the last year and a half, and some of the plants have only been in a few weeks, but just to see it all coming to life, it really is beautiful. Now, we planted all these roses last year. We're going to have rose border hedges, and look at these beautiful things, beautiful white delicate roses, and they give off such a different perfume compared to like the normal roses. They're just absolutely beautiful, and you can smell it as you're walking through this little section of the garden. You can actually smell it stood here. One of our favourite things, we love allium, absolutely love allium. It was always one of my favourite plants when we had our garden back in the UK. And just look at these bad boys, they are absolutely stunning. And I love the contrast of the green in the middle of the purple, just absolutely beautiful. And this is one bed. We've got another bed about to arrive, so the two centre beds, if you like, with the allium in, they're starting to bloom and pop and flower, but we've still got all these to bloom and pop and flower as well. So there's still going to be so much going on here. It's going to look beautiful. But again, now we have all this, obviously, as you've seen, we have to maintain this garden. We've got to weed it. We've got to be out here cutting. It's not just a case of being able to get on with the work. And look, the beautiful lamb's ears in bud. And how beautiful is the contrast of the grey and the little purple flowers. It really is stunning. But as I keep saying, this is my favourite part of the garden. I absolutely love this part of the garden. It looks a mess, but it's a beautiful organised mess. And our beautiful alpine wallflowers just full of insects and bees and butterflies hovering and buzzing around here. And these last year, these were stunning, but they weren't as well last year. They weren't as thick, the stalks, because they'd been kept in a greenhouse. And this year, look at the way they've come back. They're huge. And like I say, it was a little tiny thing last year with a couple of little dainty flowers. And you can just see the way the flowers are going to start popping out. And they burst into big, beautiful heads at the top. And they just sway in the wind. And the butterflies absolutely love this one. And looking, the pampas is coming on. We'll have nice big buds on that soon. And look at these, the cardoon. Now, I'm just short of, just about 6 foot. And these are taller than me, so these are going on for 7 foot right now. I think they're going to go higher than the wall, which would be about 8-9 foot. I think it's just going to look absolutely stunning when they're all the way up, and they just look magnificent. And look at the roses. How many beautiful roses we have. And they're not just pretty, they are absolutely stunning. Big tight heads, and again the smell of them, it's just absolutely delicious, and everything's just coming along lovely. Now there's a bit of work to go on in here. We've got a big delivery coming this Tuesday, so about 32 tonne of chippings to go down to cover the entirety of the garden, which will make our maintenance a lot easier, because right now, again, with it being fairly new, with the new beds that we've put in, we haven't got the irrigation set up on that, so we're having to be out and water it every day. Obviously we have all these beautiful plants, and in particular the roses and the hydrangeas are looking absolutely stunning. So what we've done is we've took cuttings from the roses and the hydrangeas just to get free plants, and so that we can mimic the front and the back, but that's really the limit of our knowledge. So if you have any ideas on how to get free plants and how to get cuttings and what's the best to take cuttings of, leave us a comment below and we'll try that out. So for now, I'm going to get back to sorting the front out. Let's crack on. Well, it's been another great day's work. We're now, well, what are we, 5/8 towards finishing. So we've got another 8 to the garden, each of it's in pretty much in 4 blocks on each side. So we've got another part completed on this side now as well. And it's, again, it's just great to see it from the drone, to see it line up. And what's incredible is we did it with, we haven't really measured. So when we've done the curves, obviously we've been using Terry's contraption and we followed that right the way around. But when we've actually got to the end, I've gone and counted the blocks to see how many we had, and we've used exactly the same on the inner circles and the outer circles on each one. So it's lined up perfectly, which again is surprising because we've done all our workings off all the old fountains. So to see that come into shape it's incredible. So happy with that. But it's not just nice for that, it's nice because we're going to start working towards the cottage now. Loads of yous have said about getting this sorted now. Again, it's beautiful right now, shorts and t-shirt, you can wear them all day and all night because it's absolutely boiling. It's currently about 8 o'clock at night here and it's still 28 degrees, so perfect weather. Not great for working, it's great for drinking and having a beer and going to the pub. Not for working, it's been in the 30s today, but in winter, this is a mud pit. We have like literally 6 months of rain over autumn, winter, coming into spring. And this just turns into a complete mud bath, so it's going to be so nice. We're not going to have to come outside in winter in our wellies. So that's the next thing we're going to start working on. Working towards getting the pattern towards Tracy's cottage. And this mountain of gravel, it is a mountain of gravel. It is a massive amount of gravel. We're going to start getting it down. We're going to start getting it in the paths, and that's when you're really going to start seeing it come to life. It's really going to pop when we do that. Because right now, again, it's just borders in and everything, but we're going to have to get in, rotivate all the beds, get the gravel down, get it whackered so it goes like concrete so we don't have weeds growing up through it. And then again, onto the back, we've been weeding and cutting and making all that look great. And again, it's not just a case of managing the back or doing this or doing the work. We now have a lot of maintenance to keep on top of as well, which is good. It keeps us on our toes, but we've got deadlines to hit and we've got to get this done in the next week, I'd say. In the next week, it should be done. And that again, it's permitting on brick or having the stock and just being able to get it from there. So hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We are getting there with it, and it's going to be a few more of these, a couple more of these, and we should be done. So I'd say by Friday next week we should be wrapping all this off and you should be seeing the end of it. So hopefully, hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell clicked for notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history and get exclusive videos.